Hello, my name is Gevonni Lunn, and this is my presentation on salt and the Berbers. This is my preview page for what I'll be showing. First, I'll start with an introduction explaining the civilization and why they are important. Then I'll do the Silk Road, explaining the role of what the Berbers played on the trade route. Then I'll show a timeline explaining important events. Then a map showing the trade routes of the Berbers. And then the vocabulary. Salt was really important throughout history, especially for Berbers, the people of North Africa. Salt was used for sustenance and preserving food, and it was so valuable that it was traded like money. The Berbers played a big role in the trans-Saharan trade routes, which were trade paths that crossed the Sahara Desert connecting Africa to the Mediterranean. They traded salt from desert mines for things like gold and slaves. Even though the Silk Road is usually thought of as a trade route in Asia, it was a part of a larger system that included the trans-Saharan routes. The Berbers helped move goods across the desert, acting as intermediaries between North Africa and West Africa. The trade routes were not only about goods, but also about disseminating cultural ideas. For example, the Berbers helped spread Islam to West Africa. Trade along these routes had a huge impact. It brought wealth to countries, helped spread new ideas and religions, and improved technology. The Berber skills in navigating the desert and running caravans were important to making the trade successful. In short, the trade routes connected people, helped economies grow, and influenced cultures around the world. Modern people can learn the value of cooperation, trade, and sharing knowledge through the example of the Berbers and their role in history. The Berbers were indirectly connected to the Silk Road trade route through their control of the trans-Saharan trade. While the Silk Road primarily linked Asia to Europe, the Berbers played a significant role in facilitating the exchange of goods such as salt, gold, and ivory across the vast Sahara Desert. They acted as conduits between sub-Saharan Africa and the Mediterranean world, enabling the flow of African resources to the broader trade networks that included the Silk Road. These traders navigated through harsh conditions and used camel caravans to transport goods. In 1000 BCE, the Berbers began engaging in the trade of salt, using Saharan salt mines to trade essential goods across North Africa. In 200 BCE to 400 CE, during the Roman Empire, the Berbers facilitated the trans-Saharan trade of salt, gold, and other goods connecting sub-Saharan Africa to the Mediterranean. In 700 CE, the spread of Islam through Berber societies influences their role as traders and cultural intermediaries, particularly in the trans-Saharan trade of salt and gold. In 1200 CE, the Berbers played a critical role in the Almoravid and Almohad dynasties, controlling important desert trade routes that move salt and other commodities across the Sahara. In the 1800s through the 1900s, during the colonial period, European powers take control of the key trade routes, diminishing the Berbers' role in salt trade, although the salt remains vital to local economies. This is the map of the Berbers' trade route, and it shows the important trade routes and regions where the Berbers played a central role in the salt trade. The Sahara Desert, home to the key salt mines like Taudeni and Mali, is where the salt trade begins. From these mines, Berber traders traveled along the trans-Saharan trade routes, shown as paths cutting across the desert. These routes connected sub-Saharan Africa to the Mediterranean. Cities like Timbuktu and Mali were key trade centers where salt was exchanged for gold and other valuable goods. Mediterranean cities like Carthage and Cairo were important destinations for Berber traders bringing salt from Africa. The map also highlights an important role of the Berber tribes, known for their skill in desert navigation and organizing caravan trade. Through these routes, the Berbers helped move salt and played a key part in connecting African, Arab, and Mediterranean cultures. These are my 3 vocabulary words, which is intermediary, which is a person who acts as a middleman, connecting 2 parties to help with communication or trade. For the Berbers, they acted as intermediaries by linking regions through trade. My second word is disseminating, which means spreading or sharing something widely, like information or ideas. For example, the Berbers helped disseminate Islam along trade routes by spreading the religion to new regions. My third word is sustenance, which refers to the food or resources needed to support life and maintain health. It can also mean something that provides support or nourishment, such as the essential supplies or conditions for survival. This is my citations, and thank you for watching my presentation.